Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a man from Humble arrested in Hallettsville for narcotics.
A historically black town in California, once known for its water, is now facing a major water crisis. The problem plaguing this town and so many other communities of color across the country, coming up in a special report.
And water issues impact millions of Americans. We're taking a closer look at the Colorado River and recent droughts in Matagorda County.
Some of you are planning your weekend, but the weekend is going to be a little on the stormy side. That big front we were talking about yesterday, well, it's begun to move, and we've got heavy weather in the hill country. It is going to be rolling down into our area tonight, and then there's more over the weekend. So we'll have all your details coming up in a moment.
Plus, your athlete of the week is the only one from her team to make it to state. I'll have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
The Texas-Colorado River is a vital source of water for Texas communities, recreation, economic development, and in Matagorda County, it's a main source of water for farmers and their crops.
25 News Now weekend anchor Adam Seibel now with the power of water, a 25 News Now extra.
Central to human survival. With it, we thrive. Without it, we die. The arteries of the land which quenches our thirst, waters our crops, and supports our economy. Here in Texas, one of the main arteries, if you will, is the Texas-Colorado River. Over 800 miles long, it's the longest river to start and end in Texas. Aside from supporting human life, it supports many major industries here in Texas. Recreation and tourism, the seafood industry, and a major economic driver here in South Texas, agriculture. Daryl Franzine is a third-generation rice farmer in Collegeport, a small community in Matagorda County, which is where the Colorado River Basin is located.
Rice has been a major crop here. It's mainly rice and cattle country.
When water levels in the primary storage reservoirs in the lower Colorado River Basin, Lakes Buchanan and Travis, drop in response to insufficient rainfall, the drought management plan is implemented. This plan sets a threshold for curtailment of irrigation water for agriculture. And this year, the lake's level didn't meet that threshold. Bad news for farmers like Daryl.
It needed to rain. It didn't fill the lakes up to the threshold. So on March the 1st, they made the announcement that we'd be curtailed for this crop year.
Starting in 2012, Daryl had to endure 4 years back-to-back with no rice farming, simply because the river didn't have a sufficient water amount for the crops. And again this year, a troubling trend. The eldest Franzine brother, GW, has farmed alongside his brother Daryl since their father taught them how to farm rice at a young age, and he knows that Mother Nature is on her own schedule.
You're always working with Mother Nature, so you never know what the weather's going to do anyway. But when you get a trend where you're not having the inflows into the lakes, you know, there's always the possibility that there won't be water.
Matagorda County Extension Agent Greg Baker works closely with the ag producers in Matagorda County, whose ag industry annual value is $330 million. So even going just 1 year without being able to farm a crop like rice can be a huge economic hit.
The direct impact to the farmers is $33 million. You know, and there's just a handful of rice farmers left, so that large amount affects a small amount of rice farmers.
And it's not just the rice farmers losing out. It's a butterfly effect that ripples through the industry and environment, also impacting the oyster and shrimp population in the bays.
Then you get the trickle-down effect. You have to figure out anything from the rice dryers to the tire shops to the dealerships, the mechanics working on the equipment.
At one time, Matagorda County had close to 20 planes that would apply pesticides and fertilizer to rice crops, and with water curtailment, that number has dwindled down to just 2 planes. There's a great need for the river water before it even gets to Collegeport, so being near the basin makes it difficult for the farmers in South Texas.
Lots of hands that have their hands out for water, you know, because water is the fabric of life, you know.
It's easy to take water for granted, but for farmers, they know it's costly. Water from the river isn't free. The LCRA charging it by acre foot, which is a foot of water to cover an acre of land, costing farmers like Daryl around $250 an acre. And like most things these days, the cost only going up.
When we get water again, I'm sure the rate is going to be increased as well. So it can get to the point that it maybe not be feasible to even irrigate because it costs too much.
Rice farming has been Daryl's livelihood, so he's passed on that generational knowledge to his children and grandchildren who want to continue the family tradition.
They would all like to farm, but with the economics right now, they need outside income to raise their families, so it's just not enough to go around right now.
Even though rice farming and irrigation technology has and is advancing, that still doesn't change the fact that America's farmers are hurting, and rice farmers like the Franzine brothers will have to endure another year with no crops.
We like farming rice, but unfortunately, we're not going to this year.
So you now have a glimpse of the power of water here in South Texas and how heavily these communities rely on the Colorado River right here behind me. So where do we go from here? Well, that answer lies in whatever Mother Nature has in store for us and humanity's ability to adjust and adapt to an ever-changing environment and the constant ebbs and flows of water. Reporting in Matagorda County, I'm Adam Seibel, KAVU-TV 25 News Now, in conjunction with ABC News, the power of water.
Alrighty, great job, Adam. This is going to bring us to your viewer poll this afternoon. Scan that QR code on your screen to participate now. The question is, are you concerned with water availability, yes or no? We take a look at these results and 59% say yes and 41% say no. We want to hear your opinion. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote and we will have an update tonight at 10. Now, clean water is the most basic of human necessities, yet some cities across the country struggle to supply it.
And while much of the focus is on what comes out of the faucet, for many Americans, the issue is actually buried within the pipes that carry it to us.
You're probably familiar with Flint, Michigan and problems with its water supply. For years, the city's public water exposed tens of thousands to dangerous levels of lead due to corroded pipes.
We want lead-free water.
And then there's Chicago, which has one of the highest concentrations of lead pipes in the country, with officials estimating 400,000 lead lines delivering water to Chicago area residents. The city now in a multi-year process of replacing pipes.
Our system here in Chicago is complicated, so it's not an easy fix.
Newark, New Jersey had a crisis of its own when its water was contaminated by lead. People were lining up to get clean water, and it forced Newark Water Coalition into action.
Nobody cared about the water crisis at first. We did a lot of town halls, educations, committees.
In 2017, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection indicated that lead levels in the tap water in schools, businesses, and homes were nearly 2 times the benchmark 15 parts per billion established by the EPA. Well, despite that threshold, experts say there is no safe level of lead exposure, and it's especially harmful for children and can cause potential damage to the brain and nervous system, learning and behavioral problems, and difficulties with hearing and speech. The nonprofit Newark Water Coalition provided clean drinking water to residents and tested their tap water for free.
A woman came to me and she said, "Thank you so much for telling me about this lead crisis." She was very emotional about it. She had a child with disabilities and her child would continuously drink from the sink.
The city of Newark began the $121 million task of replacing the toxic lead pipes. The work completed in 3 years when it was estimated to take 10.
We rallied to meet this crisis because every day you wait creates more and more of a peril for people's health.
Now, the lead levels in Newark are much lower, and the city is being held up as a model for cities with a lead crisis of their own. Census data from 2020 shows that about 53% of the current U.S. housing stock was built before 1980. Those homes were more likely to have been built with lead pipes that haven't been replaced. In fact, the Natural Resources Defense Council recently estimated as many as 12 million lead service lines in the U.S.
Luckily, some cities are voluntarily starting to pull out their lead pipes, but unfortunately that's the small minority of cities. We really need a rule that actually requires it.
And there's more money now to address this issue than ever before, with $15 billion in federal money available to replace lead service lines in America. The city of Newark was successful in replacing their pipes, but public trust will take time.
I'm very happy to report that we have limited amounts of lead. I think there's still some lead out there. So one of the things that we offer at the Newark Water Coalition still is testing people's water.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Newark, New Jersey.
Alrighty, now let's take a look at your forecast. Here's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Bettis.
Thank you, Karina. Well, folks, the weekend is not that far away. Some of you have your plans. I have something to disrupt your plans because the weather's going to get serious. Now, we've had a few little light showers out there, but you'll notice these yellow boxes. These are the counties of Texas, all the way from Del Rio and Laredo, all the way to Michigan, that are under a severe thunderstorm advisory. Now, the big stuff is already forming up in the hill country. In fact, the big stuff is just about to hit San Antonio. That means we're going to get it sometime overnight, and then more comes on the weekend. You'll have to watch this forecast. I'll have the latest for you coming up in a moment.
Mac, thank you. A Texas high school cheerleader still in the hospital after being shot in Elgin. Peyton Washington shot in the leg and back, damaging her pancreas and diaphragm and requiring her to have her ruptured spleen removed. Authorities say a suspect is in custody. Washington, a Round Rock native, one of two teens police say were shot early Tuesday in the parking lot of an Elgin supermarket. The other cheerleader, Heather Roth, was treated and released at the scene.
And back in the crossroads, a man from Humble faces charges in Hallettsville late Wednesday night during a traffic stop in the 1000 block of East 4th Street. A Hallettsville police officer found a Springfield pistol and narcotics in the vehicle. A 28-year-old man from Humble taken into custody for unlawful carry of a weapon and having illegal narcotics in a drug-free zone.
More severe storms threatening some 50 million people from Texas to Wisconsin after the same system left at least 3 people dead in Oklahoma. The death toll in Cole near Oklahoma City could climb as damage assessments continue. First responders have reports of people trapped in shelters. The Storm Prediction Center says areas from the Texas Hill Country to Dallas and Houston now face a level 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather. SpaceX's Starship spacecraft successfully lifted off Thursday from South Texas, but did not get far. Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built, taking off from Boca Chica near Brownsville. The super heavy rocket booster sending a massive boom as it launched. 4 minutes after the launch, the Starship exploded in midair. SpaceX believes Starship could be the rocket that returns astronauts to the moon one day or even takes the first trip to Mars. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 6. A new survey says young adults think about reproductive health when deciding a college.
Also ahead, a 96-year-old woman finally becomes a United States citizen.
Get a jump start into your new car or truck at Bravo Autos, where buying a car is fun and fast. Woo! Our team is geared up and ready to take you to the finish line. Woo! We have the best brands and models at unbeatable prices. That includes no down payment and no payments for 90 days. Who are we? Bravo!
Tired of your typical clock in, clock out job? You need a rewarding career in an entertaining environment that you'll enjoy. Take yourself out of the box and come to the Victoria Television Group. We have an active, fun, creative atmosphere that can help you succeed and keep those everyday work blues away. Come join our energetic and outgoing sales team. Renew your career and learn to use skills you didn't know you had. Call us 361-575-2500 or email opportunity@victoriatelevision.com for more information.
Join happy Optimum customers who love their fast Optimum 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month. Paul says it's reliable internet, great speed, reasonable pricing. Thanks, Paul. We think you're great too. Plus, Optimum has faster download speeds than AT&T nationwide. Get Optimum 300 meg internet for $30 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. For your special offer, call 866-9-OPTIMUM. Go to Optimum.com or visit a store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Hello, this is Charlie Minnie with Buddy Tolliver RV in Victoria, Texas. We are so proud to be Keystone's exclusive RV dealer here in the Crossroads with fifth wheels, travel trailers, toy haulers, sales, service. We have it, everything you can imagine in RVs, we have it here to offer at Buddy Tolliver RV. Visit us online at TolliverRV.com, that's TolliverRV.com, or come by and visit 6204 Highway 59 North in Victoria, Texas, where our motto is, home is where you park it.
200 newly official U.S. citizens took part in a naturalization ceremony Wednesday morning, including a 96-year-old woman. There she is. Her name is Maria. According to her son, she raised 14 children alone after her husband died. Her grandson was also there to support her this morning, and he says their family was amazed at the work she's put in.
We've just been so grateful and honestly impressed by her memory. You know, they have to take that really extensive test to become a citizen, and she's been able to memorize things that I don't even know.
She now has 90 grandchildren and, to top it all off, a United States citizenship. A survey shows most young adults are thinking about reproductive health access when deciding on a college. The poll shows 60% of adults aged 18 to 59 who don't have a degree say reproductive health laws are somewhat important when considering where to enroll for college. Nearly 75% of enrolled students say their decision to stay at their school is at least somewhat affected by their state's reproductive health laws. The poll also shows most people showed a preference for attending a school in a state with less restrictions. Alrighty, grab your cell phone and scan this QR code. This is our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest. You can also submit news tips, videos, and photos. Here's Mac.
Thank you very much. While we've got the clouds, the wind, and of course a few sprinkles today, the big stuff is up the road, folks, and it's moving in our direction. We're at 83 with a southeast wind, but that cold front is really triggering some big stuff, and we'll be talking about it because you'll be hearing thunder and lightning overnight. All that and more coming up in a moment.
You want to have purpose, to unlock your full potential. Imagine a career that fits you. With the Pathways at Victoria College, you can take steps towards a high-paying career that fits you and your interests. Or save money by completing courses you need before transferring to a university to earn a bachelor's degree. No matter where you came from or where you are now, Victoria College will take you where you want to be. The world needs you. Are you ready? Victoria College. Enroll today.
At HEB, we're inspired by Mexico. The colors, the flavors and aromas, and we want to share them with you. So we created the HEB Mi Tienda family of products with authentic Mexican flavors, from savory marinated meats, frijoles and queso, to tamales, soft drinks, and more. HEB Mi Tienda brings you the traditional flavors you love. One more reason here, everything's better.
It's Lax Furniture Spring Clearance Sale. Save up to 80% store-wide and find awesome super values throughout the store. Plus, get no interest financing. Lax Furniture Spring Clearance Sale. Now through Monday. Better hurry.
Join American Legion Post 166 for a special family play day at 1402 East Santa Rosa Street from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, April 29th. There will be games, food, and beverages, and fun for the whole family. Help American Legion Post 166 support suicide prevention for veterans.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We had a few sprinkles. You might have felt them today, but boy, are things going to get interesting for us. Now, here is the city of Victoria, but already DeWitt County and Lavaca County are under the severe thunderstorm watch that we have for most of the state. So you can see right about here, it's getting pretty aggressive out there from Laredo all the way up 35 through Austin, all the way up to Michigan. We have a line of storms, and now it's getting serious because some big activity is beginning to roll in. Got a report that in Fredericksburg, they already had ping pong sized hail, and here's San Antonio, and when you see the blue dots on the tops of these storms, that is a hail core. So there's hail falling just to the northwest of the county right about now, right there. So if you think you're driving in that direction, you're going to run into that stuff. And the thing is, this is the 1-2 punch. First the front, then the upper storm. What does that mean? Well, here's how we're going to go. Here's the big storm. Here's a line from Michigan all the way down to Texas of stormy weather right now. Now, as we go through the evening, it's going to run through our area. So overnight, I expect to hear thunder and lightning in our neighborhood. Then the front moves through and a northeast wind kicks in, and you think, oh, it's over, it's going to get better. Well, not really, because once that pulls out, then this area of low pressure comes at us from the west, returns all that moisture dramatically by Saturday night, and on Sunday you're going to be dealing with this storm affecting our area. So yeah, the weekend doesn't look so great. All right, here's right now. You can see how all of these counties, including us, are under the threat of severe weather. This is a severe weather outlook. Then we go through tomorrow and it all weakens as it moves away with the front. That's Friday afternoon. And then on Saturday, we start seeing the return of more activity coming at us from the west. It's that second storm I told you about, the low that's coming out at us from northern Mexico. Watch Future Tracker. Here's where all the activity is occurring right now. We go from Thursday to Thursday night, 10 o'clock. And then by the time we get to Friday morning, it blows through our area. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be as severe as it is up there, but we're going to get some thunder and lightning, and possibly some hail as well, and some strong winds with that activity. So here we are Saturday, and looks like we get a break for Friday night into Saturday morning. But then by Saturday afternoon, the clouds roll back up, the storm comes at us from the west, and we're looking at another prolonged period of thunder shower activity. Now, here's Future Tracker as far out in the future as we can go. So you can see we go all the way to Tuesday, and if you go to Tuesday, we have a cumulative score of 1 to 2 inches of rain for us, and possibly 2 to 3 up to the north of us along I-35 corridor. So this is a significant rain event. It is not as bad as the last big storm that we had, but we're going to get some thunder boomers rolling around here, and we're going to have to get ready for it. So overnight, stormy weather. Then Friday night, the front comes through. Then on Saturday, we get a little bit of clearing before the rest comes in on Sunday. That's your 7-day forecast. Now we want to remind you, if you've got this QR code to scan and put Crossroads Today on your phone, we can reach out to you and let you know anytime there's some severe weather coming into our particular neighborhood. That is it from the weather front, and we'll toss it back to Karina.
Mac, thank you. And tonight we go to sports reporter Zach Brown.
Karina, thank you. We will have your Pepsi Athlete of the Week, who is from Goliad and headed to state. I'll have that coming up in sports.
This one is for every parent who knows every word of their kid's favorite cartoon show. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Keep Victoria Beautiful is having a cleanup for Earth Day. April 22nd, that morning, we're going to go clean up all around Victoria. Make this place we call home just a little bit nicer. Last time we had 400 of your friends, neighbors, high school baseball players, teachers, nurses there to help clean up. Go to keepvictoriabeautiful.org to sign up and learn more. Bring a team. It's going to be a great Saturday morning. Look forward to seeing you there.
In Texas, the future belongs to everyone, so we created the truck of the future for everyone. Ford F-150, part of America's best-selling trucks for 46 straight years. With an available 12-inch touchscreen and interior work surface, it puts the world at your fingertips. And now, there's a great in-stock selection to choose from at your best in Texas Ford dealer. Drive F-150 now with 0% financing plus $1,000 cash plus up to $1,000 accessories cash plus complimentary maintenance.
Ford is the best in Texas.
If the last time your team won the Stanley Cup was before you were born, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Tune in to 25 News Now on Thursdays 6 p.m. news and Fridays 6 a.m. news for the Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Pepsi, the preferred partner of local athletes.
Good evening, Crossroads. Your Pepsi Athlete of the Week comes from Goliad, and her season has been a hole-in-one. Goliad Golf will be represented in Austin. Senior Abby Yanta will be competing for a state championship where she was last year when they made it as a team. This year, they missed it by just 3 strokes, and she says it's bittersweet, but being able to return has her very prepared.
I think the experience last year is preparing me for this year to know what I can expect whenever I get there. I wish my team could have made it, but I'm super happy to represent Goliad at the state tournament this year again.
When she made it to the state tournament, she did it in Kerrville, which is where Abby has signed to play golf at Schreiner University.
The environment there just felt like somewhere where I wanted to be. The coaches were extremely welcoming, and it's just where I see myself.
She says Goliad has meant a lot to her, and the coaches are like family. Head coach Jason Solis is currently busy with the boys as they also shoot for success, but athletic director Kevin Salazar gave him high remarks.
For our golf program, Coach Solis has done a great job and just bringing these kids along, and we're looking forward to watching Abby compete at the state level. She does a great job of recruiting our kids to get out there and play golf, and really spends a lot of time working on their skills.
As the only senior on the team, she knew she had to play a bit of the leadership role, especially having been on this stage before. She is excited for the opportunity to represent Goliad for the last time before heading to Schreiner University in August. Being able to represent her team at state solo is why Abby Yanta is your Pepsi Athlete of the Week. The Cuero Gobblers having a lot of success in both boys and girls track and field. The girls 4x100 relay team took first place in area. They are now going to regionals. Their 4x200 team were also area champs and will be joining the 4x100 team in the regional round as well. And from the boys, their 4x1 relay team that consists of Travis Seals, Dason Varela, Mason Nataro, and Dayton Varela will also qualify for the regional round. Congrats to the Gobblers on a great showing. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers are white hot, winning once again last night in Kansas City, putting up 12 runs as part of their beatdown of the Kansas City Royals. Marcus Semien has been fantastic of late, 11 for his last 23, with 11 RBIs, bringing his total to 18 for the year. Day off today. They get the 3-16 Oakland Athletics tomorrow night. The Astros had maybe their biggest win of the year last night. It was a close the entire game, but got scary late as the Blue Jays had the bases loaded with nobody out, but they did not score. Astros win 8-1. And Don McElhenney, who scored the first rushing touchdown in Cowboys history, has passed at 88. Donna Karina, back to you.
Zach, thank you so much. We're back in a moment. One of the biggest cats you've ever seen now has a new home. Look at that chubby guy.
If I have a plumbing problem, I hire a plumber.
If I have electrical issues, I call an electrician.
If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, you may need to call a lawyer.
When you call Cole, Easley, and Skiba, we will answer your questions.
If you hire us, we'll work hard to get your case settled.
If needed, we can file a lawsuit and take your case to trial.
Give us a call. We've been doing this for a while.
You can enjoy endless entertainment and local news updates for free on our 17 over-the-air channels. Connect your TV antenna to your smart TV in 3 easy steps. Connect the coaxial cable from your antenna to the back of your TV. Select the menu button on your remote and navigate to the correct input of your antenna. Find the channel scan option and click it. Setting up your antenna will keep you entertained and informed with the latest weather updates and emergency information for free. Call or email for questions or more information. Stay connected and stay safe.
Ready. It's an extraordinary 2-night event.
Absolutely perfecto.
Sunday, 2 Idol superstars return to rock the stage. Woo! But we have to say goodbye to 6 of your favorites.
This is the hard part.
Then Monday.
What a great time to pull out an ace.
America, you voted.
I've got the results.
For the first time this season, we go live to reveal your top 12. Dim the lights.
Oh my God.
Here we go. American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
CCA Texas and industry leaders have built the largest saltwater redfish, spotted sea trout, and southern flounder hatchery system in the world, releasing nearly 1 billion fingerlings into our Texas bays. Adult broodstock are spawned in tanks. Hundreds of thousands of fingerlings are raised in grow-out ponds and released into bays to ensure we have healthy populations for future generations. Join CCA today and help us make a difference.
Finally tonight, Patches was brought to Richmond Animal Control in Virginia, tipping the scales at 42 pounds, the largest cat in the shelter's history. Now neutered, tested, chipped, Patches, who was surrendered by his owner, was also put on a diet and lost about 20 pounds. He was shared on Facebook Wednesday morning, and within a few hours, Patches found a new home. His new owner showing up just in time. The reason I say that is because these cats and dogs are not in these shelters forever. I mean, they're only there a short amount of time. So fortunately, a new owner came, and Patches is with them, and now everything is fine with Patches.
Now he has a membership at the Y.
That's right. Yeah, in Patches' case, why not? What is the situation now with the weather, Matt?
Well, the big stuff is actually occurring up in the hill country. We are going to get some thunder shower activity coming in overnight tomorrow morning, maybe a little on the damp side, and then Friday night, the front comes through and then cools us down a little bit. But again, there's going to be a little bit of clearing weather, and then Sunday looks a little on the damp side as well.
Thank you, Mac. And remember, streaming 24/7, Ross Rose Today Plus.